Well, thanks for joining me today. Menu Foods made headlines earlier this year with its nationwide recall of pet food contaminated with melamine. Melamine is particularly lethal to cats. Now, my initial reaction to the news was an impulse to go pick up some of the offended cat food before it disappeared from the shelves. And before I get nasty emails from offended cat lovers, let me hasten to add that it was just a passing thought. The source of my momentary urge toward cat assassination goes back some 13 years into my torrid past. It was then I fell in love and married my wife, Marcia, who brought many wonderful things into my life, including her 2 cats. Now, as a lifelong dog owner, I had never experienced living with a cat. Since I was petless at the time that Marcia and I married, I thought cats would be a welcome change. I mean, they seem like the perfect low-maintenance pets for 2 childless travel buffs. That was a wrong answer. I really changed my mind after more than $10,000 in ruined carpets and many, many nighttime bathroom trips where trying to avoid regurgitated hairballs resembled tiptoeing through a minefield. I eventually acquired a reasonable dislike for cats. Well, we eventually banished the one guilty kitty to Marcia's family in Texas, where legend has it she lived out her remaining years as an outdoor cat, meeting her demise at the hand of a hungry raccoon. For 5 years, I managed to keep our cat population down to just one, that's Gorby. Since my wife has clandestinely inculcated the love of cats into our children, we now have a new feline terrorist in the family. So my wistful, if fleeting thoughts about contaminated pet food may be more understanding to you. Actually, of course, the contamination was anything but funny. Authorities estimate that thousands of cats were killed by the bad food. The lawsuits are next. This raises an interesting question as to what the legal rights of a pet owner, what are their legal rights in suing over the death of a pet. The answer varies depending upon your particular state, but it's fairly rare that a court will award damages for emotional distress and loss of companionship for the death of a pet. However, such judgments are not completely foreign. A recent Wall Street Journal article gave several examples where judgments of this nature ran as high as $50,000. When damages are awarded, in most cases they are limited to the replacement cost of the pet. These can vary widely, ranging from tens of thousands of dollars for a barrel racing horse to the cost of an adoption fee from the Humane Society for a tomcat. In the majority of cases, though, the court costs and legal fees will typically nullify any economic benefit of obtaining a judgment. While some type of class action suit may stem from the recent melamine incident, the winners will undoubtedly be the lawyers. Outside of bringing a civil suit in small claims court, suing over the loss of a pet doesn't seem to be a good, solid economic decision. Which really brings me to the topic of pet insurance. And yes, indeed, there is such a thing. As veterinary medicine becomes more sophisticated and pet owners demand more complex treatments, pet health insurance is becoming more and more common. Many policies also provide for replacement costs if a pet dies of an unexpected illness or in an accident. Some also cover liability in case a pet injures someone else or damages someone else's property. Before you consider buying any type of pet insurance, though, do your research. The internet is a great place to start. Now, whether pet insurance makes sense for you depends upon the value you place upon your pet. And what is the value of a cat? In my opinion, it's probably not wise.